Welcome back to my allotment diary. So I've been away for a while. I lost a bit of interest and stuff like that, but now I'm back at the allotment. So what I thought I'd start by doing is if I give you a tour of the plot, because I have been down here, I just haven't been filming at all for the last 2 years, is it? Something like that. So if I give you a tour, show you where we're at, what's going on, and we can see what's happening in the future. Here's the plot then, guys. So it's changed a little bit, not much, since the last time I filmed down here. We've got some slabs here, which I'll show you what I'm going to do with them up there later. But they came from my sister's house. She just had a garden done, so they came from there. Fence I've started doing again. I just need to put some chicken wire and stuff up. But if I take you in the plot, and we'll have a look. So we've got fig tree. So this is one of the cast-offs that I've had from my fig tree. In previous videos it was planted just by there where you can see, don't know if you can actually, if the camera's picking it up, but yeah, there's what was left. So the fig tree was sort of here, and we dug it up, and it's now at the top up there, which I'll show you when we get up to the top. But where the roots were left in, there's been some left in, and they're still growing. So as it grows, I normally dig them up and pot them on, and I've given a few away to friends and neighbours, allotment neighbours and stuff like that. Okay, so if we start next to that, so we got some blueberries. We planted these about 1.5 to 2 years ago. There's 4 plants, 1, 2, 3, 4. This year we've had about 1 kilo of blueberries from them last year. So these have done really well, and they've still put on a lot of growth this year again. So next year now, hopefully we'll have a lot more. Turning round, we've got strawberries. We got 2 beds of strawberries. This was a 3-tier bed, but it's now collapsed into a 2-tier bed, mainly because of the sheer weight of the strawberries. So we've got in here, we've got Cambridge favourites, and I don't remember what we've got in there. It's a different variety, but we do have some Cambridge favourites in here too, where you can see the different leaves, the different strawberry plants, and that's just because of what we had left over from here. We've spread there, but we've done some work as well to build the bed further across. So we've got, so hopefully these then will come across further across then. As I said in previous videos, you know, the sun comes from here, goes straight over and ends that side. So this side of the allotment primarily gets the most sun, and we've obviously got the tree line on that side then. And then if we look across, that's the next door neighbour, so our boundary line is there, and we've got that running all the way up then. But we picked up these stones recently actually from Facebook Marketplace. They were free, and took about 7 car trips, and there's about maybe a ton and a half of stones, which we've used to lay the path really. We had our courgettes and butternut squash in here earlier this year. We dug them up recently. And then these are actually black currants, I believe they are. They came from the pound shop 2 years ago. So they didn't fruit this year, but they've put on loads of growth. I'm quite surprised. We did have a 3rd one in here, but that died off pretty quickly. And as you can see, we need to get in and weed. They are horrific. Moving on. So in here we got our gooseberries. So we had 3, again these are from the pound shop. We had 3 lots of gooseberries in here. 1 died off, so we've only got the 2 that are left really, and this one needs de-weeding again. But again we had a fair few gooseberries, maybe 1/2 kilo, which I was quite surprised for the first year or so. It was really good, which is great. But yeah, we'll leave them for now and pick them up next year. And all I've done this year now in this bed and this bed, just on the end, just where the wood is, we've planted some tulips just for a bit of colour. I realised this year we were lacking in a lot of flowers and things, so we've planted a few of them up. We had onions in here this year, so that's now just needs de-weeding again. And then this is a raspberry bush. Again, this was from the pound shop, but as you can see, for the last 2 years this really has grown to be a massive bush, and it's got loads and loads of raspberries, so we'll pick some of them later and I'll show you what we get out of that. But I didn't realise, I don't know what variety it was. I didn't really look when I planted it, if I'm honest, but I didn't think we'd get any this late in the year. But as you can see, it's absolutely flourishing with raspberries. Moving on to the next set of beds. We don't have anything in this one anymore. I think this is where I'm going to move the asparagus. Currently the asparagus is up there, and it's kind of in the way at the minute, so I'm thinking I'm going to try and fill these beds up and put the asparagus in here. I just need to check, make sure that they'd be alright in that bed. And then this one, we had beetroot in here, but it's just been taken over, so again, getting ready for winter, we just need to de-weed everything, really. And I'll talk about the plans a bit later. Comfrey, have you been watching loads of videos on comfrey, and I thought I'd give it a go, so I planted this again late last year actually, but we've had about 4 cuttings off it this year, and it's still going strong, so the bees have absolutely loved it, really have. So I haven't made comfrey tea out of it yet or anything like that. We have just used it for the bees more than anything. So next year, or come springtime, summer, we'll try and make some comfrey tea. Well, we got lavender. This all needs cutting back now and trimming, just to shape them up a bit. And as you can see, the wind is blowing stuff in here. A couple of the lavender have died off here, but again, like further down, we're just extending the beds now. We had our sweet corn in here this year, sorry. That's just recently been emptied as well, and they're all in the composters up there. This bed we haven't used this year, like I said, because I lost a bit of interest in that. I didn't really use all the beds, so this has just been left really, and I've just kept de-weeding it, so we'll have a look for next year then. And we bought some more lavenders to go in this side as well. We'll probably buy some more again this year and just fill up the rest here. These beds we've recently built, and that, so this is where I've emptied my composters. I emptied them sort of midsummer, and I've just put everything in this bed for now, and as we've potted up and gone on, I needed it for other beds, so I've moved it down, really. And then here's another one of the fig trees that I've potted on from digging it up, so that might come to my house, if I'm honest. And then we've got some rhubarb, which wasn't doing well and still not, so I need to have a look at that really. Asparagus, we've had a fair bit of asparagus this year from here, but like I said, I'm going to move it because it gets really weedy, loads of thistles and all sorts growing in here, lots of grass. So I'm going to move them this year further down so I can have a good de-weed of this section and go from there. And the raspberries from here then are spreading further down as well, so we want to try and train them to go down, so I'll move them this year. I'm moving on, the fig tree. So I don't know if anyone who's been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know, this fig tree was right down the bottom and I bought it as a young sapling. This is where I had the manure the one year, so we planted it where that was, and it's absolutely flourished, really has. Now we need to come and pick some figs. You know, it's getting colder, so the leaves are dying off, but as you can see, we've got some good sized figs growing, which is nice. We got some up there, I don't know. Get you up there. Let's try that. Here you go. We got some figs growing there as well. Just to talk about the setup here, so we built this shed, so one of my friends gave me a load of wood from his fence, so shout out to Tony. This is what I've done with the wood. Essentially I've made a massive shed, which I'll take you in a bit, but what we've got is a glass roof, rainwater into the gutter, and then we've got them feeding down into each of these water butts, and we've got 2 more water butts at the back which I can put in place as well, so we should have plenty of water really, and then just the composters set up here. Okay, so we've got this area. This is a bit of a, I say dumping ground, it's not really. I made a pallet sofa to sit on this year and stuff like that, but long story short, there's a fence there that was put in before I got the allotment, and essentially the builder from the house behind chucked a load of crap, rubble, asbestos, all sorts in there, and some of it has spilled over. So what I did originally is I built decking out of pallets that I had, which you can see is obviously rotted away. So I need to move all this, and this is my sort of winter project now, I think, is I'm going to move all of this, get rid of it all, and those slabs that we had at the bottom, as you can see, we've started putting them in here. So the idea is, in theory, we'll level it all off, move the slabs up, and we'll have a nice seating area. I'll remake this a bit better and a bit probably smaller, if I'm honest, with the idea of having some sort of plant or something behind just to help disguise this. Now we've got, which is dying off now, I think it's jasmine, I'm not 100% sure, but it's a climbing plant that's been climbing all over here, so hopefully that'll come back next year and we can have disguise it a bit more than anything. And then just round here is the two water butts and how you get around to the back of the shed. Okay, the shed still needs a bit of work. Essentially we had an old greenhouse which didn't have enough glass in, so we repurposed it so the door is our door, and then obviously the glass that we could salvage is used up on the roof then. But essentially this is the, let me step out so you can see it again, this is the shed really, so it's a decent size. We've got our little kettle and tea station and water over there. I'm probably going to extend that all the way across, although I am tempted to build a sort of seating area along here / bed, so you know you can have a little afternoon nap in the sun, really, but I haven't decided on that. Again, it'll be one of the projects I do later this year, maybe next year, really. But all we've done, so originally this is the wood we had from my friend, like I said, and we've used for the walls and that. But what I've done is I had a load of old magazines, Men's Health, so what I've done is I've papered them on here and I've started painting it. So that's the first coat. It does need more, obviously. Yeah, plenty. But yeah, we'll paint that and make it all look a bit nicer, really, and we'll obviously carry on along this wall as well, and we've put up an old shelf as well. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of the plot, and just to give you more of an update of what's going on and a few little plans that I've got for it. Like I said, I stopped doing the videos a couple of years ago, various different reasons, but anyway, I'm going to start doing them again, and I think I haven't decided whether I want to do them weekly or monthly yet. I might see how it goes. Watching other YouTubers, I think, well, I haven't decided what sort of format I'm going to go with either, whether it will just be a plot tour or if it'll be showing you what I'm doing at the time. I haven't decided yet. So yeah, I haven't decided really which sort of format I'm going to go. If anyone wants to leave a comment below what they prefer to see, let me know, and I'll obviously take that into consideration. But I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot of lives as well. So at the moment, because we're under 1,000 subs, I can't actually go live at the allotment, which I'm planning hopefully to do in future if I get enough subs doing these videos. But what I'm planning on doing is hosting some talks. I haven't decided what days or what evenings yet, really, but doing some lives. There's one on the channel as well with Joe Mills from Digging for Dinner, so shout out to him, which we did last year. So I'm hoping to do more of them, where everyone can get involved either in the chat or the systems we use. You can actually come on the channel and we can all have a chat, all things gardening and whatever else, really. Which will be quite interesting, just to get different people's perspectives and views on what they're doing and stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe to get notified of them as well. So that's the plan really going forward. But like I said, it's all dependent on time, really, which is the thing. So I think that's it for this video now. I've given you a tour, let you know of the plans and stuff for the future. I'm hoping to get down here this weekend now. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I'm hoping to get down here this weekend now, so I'll be posting another video hopefully shortly, in the next couple of days, and then we'll go from there really. Thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, I'm impressed. You know, it's not the most of interest in the videos at the moment, so thank you very much for getting this far really. If you can give me a subscribe, I'd really appreciate it, and if you hit that bell notification, you'll get notified when my next video comes up. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next